I can truthfully say alcohol put me where I'm at today.
I came here because of drinking, because I was in a drunk driving accident.
It was morning, we were going out to the beach, and I had a vodka and orange juice in a glass, and I poured it into a plastic tumbler walking out the door, and my girlfriend, who was, about 10 years ahead of me in recovery, said to me, you taking your orange juice to the beach? And I said, yeah. And she started to laugh. She said, you're a piece of work. And I said, what do you think? You think it's time I went to one of those meetings? And she said, oh, baby, it was time years ago. And that was July. And I crashed in September. And I guess one of the things that I know today about AA is it's attraction, not promotion. Nobody was dragging me to a meeting. Do I wish I went in July? Probably, but I don't know if I would have stayed.
I started at about the age of 8. It became a part of my everyday usage as much as I could get it. Probably by the time I graduated from high school, I was full-fledged alcoholic.
I didn't know it at the time, but I was an alcoholic drinker right from the start. I drank alcoholically. There would be 3 of us hanging out, 3 guys hanging out, and there was 4 beers left, and I knew I had to finish this one, drink 1 more down, and then we could split the remaining 3, because there was 3 of us, 4 beers, I was going to get 2 of them, and that's the way an alcoholic thinks, and I didn't realize it at the time. So it caused problems in my life. I was kicked out of school at the age of 16, and also at the age of 16, I ended up in the county jail for the first time, on an alcohol-related offense. Just about all of my arrests, I have an extensive arrest record. Every time I was under the influence, that I can think of. I remember I was in the jail, I was in a cell, and I prayed to God. I didn't want to go do the time that they were going to give me and that they were talking about giving me, but I didn't want to go home neither. I didn't want to go back out the gate and go back out to that life neither. And I just said, I didn't know what was going to happen or if I was going to be able to do it or whatever, but I knew I needed a change, and I said, I'm going to just give it a shot, and I ended up with a 9-year prison sentence. And I went up to the prison, and I contacted AA. I wrote to them, and I said, I know I'm alcoholic, I need help, and they had somebody write to me. The guy sent me literature, and I started reading, and I opened the big book, and it had some profound things in there that really related to me.
Sometimes this is the only place that somebody's going to get AA, that it can, maybe the light will go on. Because they're not running around, they're sober, they're in a controlled environment, and they got a chance to get, meetings consistently, and that's a big deal.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats as your program is about to begin. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Teresa J., the Southwest Regional Trustee, to chair the closing meeting of our 2025 International Convention.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Teresa, and I'm an alcoholic. Good morning. I currently have the privilege of serving as the Southwest Regional Trustee. Before we start this meeting, we have a special presentation. I would like to begin by introducing Dave A., an Eastern Canada AA member who is passionate about service. To introduce an audio recording that's relevant to our presentation of the 43rd millionth copy of our book, Alcoholics Anonymous. Please welcome Dave A. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dave A., and I'm an alcoholic. Just a little secret. Let's keep it between ourselves. I'm an old dog. And this is a new trick. On a historical note, Warden Clinton T. Duffy helped AA members in the San Francisco area start the first AA prison group in 1942. From that beginning, there are now thousands of correctional facility groups listed at the General Services Office of Alcoholics Anonymous in the United States and Canada. We will be presenting the 43rd millionth copy of the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous here today. And that will be going to the Dorchester Penitentiary Federal Prison in Dorchester, New Brunswick, as a symbol of expression of AA's gratitude to all correctional facilities and correctional professionals worldwide who have cooperated with AA over the decades, since 1942, in helping to bring the AA message of hope behind the walls. In June 2024, my home group, the Dorchester Intramural Group, which we're honoring here today, one of the oldest active registered AA prison groups behind the wall, celebrated its 75th anniversary. Yeah. So this group resides at the Dorchester Penitentiary Medium Security Facility in Dorchester, New Brunswick. And we celebrated this anniversary just last year with 23 members from that group in custody, as well as 16 outside volunteer AAs. We have recorded some of my fellow group members, who are also dear friends of mine, outside the walls of Dorchester, sharing their thoughts on how the fellowship has affected their lives. So at this time, we would love to share these recordings with you this morning. Thank you.
My name is Dan. I'm ex-inmate at Dorchester Penitentiary, New Brunswick, Canada. Alcoholism affected my life by stealing my life, robbing me of my healthy relationships, freedom, and happiness. I was inside for 30 months for 2 dangerous driving charges, breath refusal, and assaulting officers. My corrections didn't really start until the day I walked into my first AA meeting at Dorchester Penitentiary. I was greeted with open arms from numerous volunteers from the outside. I was shown firsthand what love is. The guy that brings this all together is Dave A. I'll never forget how this man took my hand, looked me in the eyes, and said, "Welcome." This man is as genuine, as passionate as God makes. Dave has been going to Dorchester Penitentiary bi-weekly for 26 years. It's his dedication that challenged me to take this serious. On March 1st, 2025, I received my 2-year sobriety. Thank you, AA, for showing me what a quality life looks like.
Good morning. My name's Emery, and I'm an alcoholic. Alcohol has been a contributing factor in pretty well most of my life. Mostly, basically half of my life. I've been in prison, starting off in a boys' home, and I'm now doing life. I got 27 years in on my life sentence. Hopefully I'll be out in about 2 or 3 years, maybe a couple more, I don't know. AA has really opened my eyes to me being an alcoholic. I didn't want to accept it at first, but I came around to accepting the fact that I was an alcoholic and I needed help. It's helped me quite a bit. Being the chairman of AA, that helped me come out of my shyness, and being able to talk in a group made me become more of a compassionate person. I'll have a better life if and when I do get out.
So I ended up in prison for 49 and a half years and just get out 3 months ago. And I started going to AA in 2009. Alcohol has changed my life for the worse, and then AA has rescued me from that, and I can say all good things about AA. There's no other place you can go and get a handshake and a smile, and people really mean it.
Hi, I'm Greg, and I'm an alcoholic. I've been part of the Dorchester Penitentiary AA group starting in the mid-90s, and I've been sober now since 1989, no drugs or alcohol. I've realized AA is probably more powerful than any program that I've ever had, and the people that I've met within AA have been both a lifeline and a guide to moving forward, and it has been remarkable for my existence, because I thought I was a complete loss. I didn't think there was any possibility of changing my existence. I have a lot of faith for the future because of AA and sobriety.
Thank you. And now I would like to welcome the chair of our General Service Board, Scott H., and a special guest, Warden Christopher Lamb of the Dorchester Penitentiary, for a very special presentation of a very special copy of our big book, Alcoholics Anonymous.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Scott H. I am alcoholic and chair of your General Service Board. It is a tremendous pleasure this morning that we have with us Warden Christopher Lamb of the Dorchester Penitentiary. On this momentous occasion, it is an honor to be able to give this copy of the big book, Alcoholics Anonymous, to the Dorchester Penitentiary, a federal prison in Dorchester, New Brunswick. We have a little history of presenting significant copies of the big book. The first millionth copy of the book was printed in 1973. 34 years after publication began, and AA presented that millionth copy to U.S. President Richard M. Nixon. 5 years later, Joseph Califano Jr., the U.S. Secretary of Health, Education, and Welfare, was presented the second millionth copy of the big book by Lois W. In 1988, Ruth Hawk, Bill W.'s first non-alcoholic secretary, was presented the 5 millionth book. In 1990, Nell Wing, AA's first archivist, received the 10 millionth copy. In 1995, Ellie Norris Wall, widow of former General Service Board Chair Dr. Jack Norris, was handed the 15 millionth copy by Jim Estelle, Chair of AA's General Service Board. In 2000, Al-Anon Family Groups received the 20 millionth book from Elaine McDowell, PhD, then Chair of AA's General Service Board. In 2005, at the convention in Toronto, Alan Alt, a Class A trustee, presented the 25 millionth copy to San Quentin Prison, where some of AA's earliest meetings behind the walls took place. At the 2010 convention in San Antonio, former Class A trustee Bill Clark presented the 30 millionth copy to the American Medical Association. At the 2015 convention in Atlanta, former Class A trustee and current General Service Board treasurer Terry Bedient presented the 35th millionth copy to the Sisters of Charity of St. Augustine. That's Sister Ignatia's order. The 40 millionth Big Book was presented to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism as part of the celebration virtual experience of the 2020 International Convention that was canceled due to the pandemic. In summary, it took 34 years to publish the 1 millionth copy of the Big Book, and only 56 years for the next 42 million.
Wow.
Don't let anyone tell you that the work that you are doing to reach alcoholics is not having an effect. AA members know from AA's history the importance that the professional community has played, and were it not for these professional friends and supporters, many alcoholics would have continued to suffer and many would have died. We've asked Warden Christopher Lamb to accept this 43rd millionth copy of the Big Book on behalf of the Dorchester Penitentiary. Warden Lamb, we are so pleased that you are here with us today. AA wants to continue to be friendly with our friends, especially in the corrections facilities, but in all professions. On behalf of the Fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous, I have the great pleasure to present to you the 43rd millionth copy of the Big Book as a token of our appreciation and gratitude for the great work that has been done at Dorchester Penitentiary to support alcoholics and our fellowship in the last 90 years.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm absolutely humbled and grateful to be able to stand here before all of you, representing Dorchester Penitentiary and Correctional Services of Canada, to accept the 43rd millionth copy of the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. Commissioner Ann Kelly extends her warmest regards and joins us in thought for this momentous occasion. You know, this weekend, I was able to have the privilege to meet a lot of very beautiful, beautiful people. You know, they shared their journey. And your spirit of service and fellowship is truly inspirational. On June 22nd, Dorchester Penitentiary proudly began its 76th year of valued partnership with Alcoholics Anonymous. It's well known that many offenders enter the correctional system struggling with some form of addiction. Within our walls, where hopes can sometimes feel distant, AA has positively impacted countless lives. As we just heard from the testimonies of those at Dorchester, the Big Book has been a beacon for many individuals in our care, offering not only a path to sobriety, but a journey of personal growth, purpose, and transformation. Over the years, I've had the privilege of hearing many of the stories from the inmates in Dorchester, stories of struggle, awakening, and of courage. One person told me that AA meetings is the one place that he feels safe. It's a place where he feels safe within the walls. He told me, when I sit in that circle, I remember that I'm not alone. I learn and I find hope. Another man spent several years of a very long sentence stagnant, denying any issues of substance use. We tried to work with them, but nothing seemed to get through. But then one evening, he decided to step into an AA meeting. And something changed. The very next day, he met his parole officer, and for the first time, he admitted to his addiction. He took accountability, he made the changes that he needed to make, and he earned himself a release back into the community. Today, he's a leader there, and he credits AA entirely. He told me, if I went back to drinking in my old ways, I would have been done for. AA was the difference between life and death. AA doesn't just keep people sober, it helps these people live. These are just a few of the many voices that echo through the halls of Dorchester. To me, AA is more than a program. It's a beacon of light and hope. It helps our inmates hold on to their humanity, to their potential, and that change is possible. I also need to take time to acknowledge the incredible work of our volunteers. They are the backbone of what makes AA thrive in Dorchester. Their dedication and passion and consistency make all the difference in the world to these inmates. This book will be on display in a place of honor at Dorchester Penitentiary, and its message will continue to live in the hearts of those who read it, share it, and live it. On behalf of the Correctional Services of Canada, Dorchester Penitentiary, and all those who walk the road of recovery within our walls, thank you for this extraordinary honor. We are proud to be part of this journey with you.
Thank you, Warden Lamb. And now here is Teresa to chair today's AA meeting.
Beautiful. What an incredible presentation. Thank you both. I am so grateful for our non-alcoholic friends. They carry our message, our life-saving message of recovery, and as in the case of Warden Lamb, they open the doors so that we can carry the message to those who still suffer. I'd like to thank all of our non-AA friends who joined us this weekend to help us celebrate recovery and learn more about how to carry the message.